everybody, it's Tuesday evening. It's time for Weather Geeks. No shortage of things to talk about this evening. We have some rain chances to discuss. We have some very balmy temperatures to discuss, and we have some interesting things to talk about in the longer range coming up at the end of the video. The big story today, weather-wise, aside from the warmth and the humidity, some thick fog out there this morning. Some of the thickest fog and most widespread fog we've had so far this season. This is the view from our tower camera, showing the pretty much zero visibility from a couple of 100 feet up for a while, and then the fog did lift into some clouds, and then the sky just went partly to, at times, mostly sunny for this afternoon. Was a nice-looking second half of the day today. But looking down on the clouds and the fog from above, a couple of interesting things here. We had a generally foggy morning in a lot of the area, but then it's also interesting to pick out the individual river valleys covered by fog in this animation. The Ohio River through here, all of the rivers around Pittsburgh, and down into parts of east central Ohio as well, closer to Cambridge and Zanesville. Some kind of fingers of fog along those river valleys this morning. Conditions were pretty much perfect for fog formation overnight last night and into early this morning, and this is something we see quite frequently from late August through the first half of October around here. So we had a clear sky during the evening hours. We had calm winds throughout the night last night. And then we had some leftover moisture near the ground from some recent rain, and a temperature inversion aloft kind of trapping that moisture near the ground. As temperatures then cool towards the dew point, the air saturates, you get a low-hanging cloud, which is called fog. Fog is just a cloud that's on the ground. And again, it was pretty thick out there this morning, but despite the fog and the slow start to the day temperature-wise, once the fog lifted, temperatures rocketed. I mean, we made it to 78 this afternoon. Now, this isn't anywhere close to record territory, but that's a good dozen degrees higher than our average high at this time of the year. So through the first 5 days of October, we're running 5.5 degrees above the average. I don't expect a cooler than average day to occur for at least a week and a half, maybe even up to 2 weeks or so. In addition to it being pretty warm, of course, it's pretty muggy by October standards. Now, it's not like dew points are in the 70s, like in the middle of summer sometimes, but hey, a dew point in the lower and middle 60s in early October, you know, that's kind of getting up there quite a bit. And, you know, this is a trend we've seen in recent years. This graphic shows the average dew point temperatures during the month of October for our area, going all the way back to the 1940s. All the kind of brownish, kind of tannish bars are below average dew points. All the green bars are Octobers in which the dew points ended up being above average. Every single October since 2011 has been above average in the dew point department. So we had a few relatively tame Octobers as far as the dew points back in 2008, 2009, 2010. But since 2011, we have been consistently more humid than average during October. Is this just a natural thing? Is it part of climate change? It's probably some of both, and I would, put more emphasis on the climate change part of this. You'll notice the long-term trend. That's the kind of dashed line here. The trend has definitely been up, even though some years are not as humid as others during October. The trend is unmistakable, and it makes sense. A warmer climate, a warmer atmosphere can hold more water vapor. There's more water vapor in the air. The dew points are higher. It goes along with the idea that in a warmer atmosphere that holds more water vapor, you get more frequent heavy rain events. And that's something that we've seen, of course, an increased occurrence of in recent years and recent decades. And I've covered this in Weather for Weather Geeks many times. Probably the number one impact from climate change in our kind of climate zone, away from the oceans and whatnot, is the increased precipitation. All right, clear sky in parts of the area this evening. Pretty good space station pass. It's not super high, but 27 degrees in elevation above the horizon. At 8:38, it'll appear in the north-northwest sky and disappear 4 minutes later, south-southwest sky. I'll put up a reminder on social media. All right, the fog was thick and widespread last night and this morning. It won't be quite as bad for our Wednesday morning, but some patches of fog, yeah, that's going to be a possibility. It may be a little bit thicker if you happen to be heading along 76 westbound towards Akron or the Ohio Turnpike towards Cleveland. It may be a little thicker out here. But locally, I can't rule out some patches of fog. I just don't think it'll be as common as it was last night and this morning. Otherwise, pretty similar day overall tomorrow. Small chance of an afternoon shower, but just like today, most of the area will stay rain-free. Our forecast includes a somewhat higher chance of a spotty shower or even a thunderstorm Thursday afternoon, but it's not going to be much. This isn't any sort of a washout, but we have a warm front tracking our way, and there could be a spotty shower or a storm. But as has been the case now for a couple of days, our highest rain chances come Friday afternoon into Friday night. Now, we've gotten away with beautiful weather during high school football so far this season. Our luck may run out Friday. Not only a chance for rain, but wouldn't even be surprised if we had some lightning and thunder to contend with in some parts of the area Friday evening. Dew points are staying way up there for the foreseeable future. Even though we may get a little dip Sunday into Monday, I mean, a dip into the 50s is still, not exactly refreshing by October standards, that is for sure. And look how far above the average high temperatures will be over the next 10 days. Our averages from tomorrow through next Friday drop from 66 to 63. We won't even be close to those numbers over the next 10 days. 10 to 15 degrees above average looks like is pretty much a lock through most of next week. There may be a front that arrives later next weekend, so around, say, the 17th or 18th. But until then, this is real warm stuff. All right, I posted on Twitter this morning, in case you're not on Twitter or you didn't see this. On the 5th day of every month, we get a fresh set of model data from the European Center. This is called the European Seasonal Forecasts, because unlike some of the longer range models you're used to me showing on this video, which go out a couple of weeks or even a few weeks, up to 46 days even, this set of modeling breaks things down month by month, several months in advance. And just like with any set of modeling, when we're talking about a couple of months from now, you have to take it with a grain of salt, of course. But I wanted to show you this because it is interesting. This is the December outlook from today's run, the once-a-month run of this long-range modeling. And this kind of throws cold water, if you will, maybe warm water would be more appropriate, on the idea that winter will start out on a fast note. Some of the conventional wisdom so far in long-range forecasting has been this winter may overall be warmer than average, but it may start out pretty cold and snowy in December. But look at this map. Now, this is modeling. This is not the gospel, and we'll certainly have a lot more things to look at in the next few weeks before we come up with our official winter forecast, which debuts a month from yesterday, November 4th. But it is interesting how this model kind of flies in the face of the conventional wisdom that this winter may start out with a bang and then kind of whimper out by January and February. So we'll see. We'll revisit this, certainly, and see if this was an early clue or if this was totally out to lunch. It is an interesting thing to look at, and this is actually going to be the last set of European seasonal forecasting I'll have at my disposal before I make the official winter forecast, because the winter forecast will be released before November's release of this modeling. So this will be the last time we see this stuff, and so this certainly is not the only thing we look at, but it's one of the key ingredients, and so it'll be interesting to see if our overall thoughts change on the winter ideas between now and about a month from right now. All right, enough rambling from me tonight. Thanks for watching the Tuesday evening edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. I'll see you back here on Wednesday.